Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this video, we're going to be doing the Booktube Watching Tag, and I was tagged by Carrie at Carrie Louise Reads. She's got a really good channel, even though she's new. She does really good videos. I'll leave her link down below. You should definitely check her channel out. And the original tag was created by Harriet Rosia, excuse me. And I'll leave her link down below as well. And let's just get started with the 11 questions. All right, number 1, how many channels are you subscribed to? I have several hundred YouTube subscriptions. Most of them are book. I'd say well over half are Booktube, but I also have a few sciencey ones, a bunch of fitness channels, things like that, especially fitness comedy. But most of them are Booktube channels. I'd say I have notifications on for probably 24 channels or so that I try to make sure I watch all their videos as they come out if I can, just to stay on top of it. And question number 2: when do you normally watch Booktube? Primarily, I watch a bunch early in the morning, like while I'm getting ready, all that kind of stuff, like really early in the morning, like while I eat breakfast. If I eat breakfast, I'll watch videos while I do that as well. And then sometimes, if I'm bored, like later in the evening and I don't feel like reading, I'll watch some Booktube videos as well. But primarily, it would be in the morning, and also at lunchtime too, during lunch break and stuff. I'll watch some Booktube videos. Number 3, how do you balance watching, reading, and making videos? Well, I give reading like priority first, just because filming sometimes is more work, I feel, so it's just easier just to like read and get more read basically. But basically, when I do filming, I try to film at least more than one video at a time, like in a session, so I don't have to worry too much about doing it every day, I guess, per se. And then I just sort of edit them basically when I feel like it. But editing is definitely like my least favorite part of it. And then watching is more just if I have nothing to do, I'm just like, I might as well just like watch some Booktube videos. I don't watch that much TV at all, so I definitely watch like YouTube stuff for the most part. So that's when I basically do that stuff. Alright, question number 4. Is there a difference between videos you like watching and videos you like making? Well, there's a couple that I like watching and making. Like my favorites are definitely wrap-ups because it shows what people actually sat down and read, what actually held their interest enough to make them read it in the first place. And I also like doing wrap-ups as well. I just find it easy to do. For one, I wish I liked better. I like watching reviews, even though reviews definitely are kind of the more neglected part of BookTube. But I really don't like making them either. Even though I make quite a few of them, I've probably done, I don't know, 30 or 40, and I plan on reviewing like 95% of the books I read. But it's just I try to keep them more like professional, I guess. And sometimes it's harder to edit them, I guess. I don't know. Just because I overthink it while I'm doing it, so I mess up a lot, and it's just like a mess half the time. But yeah, definitely that I would say would be the one I like watching, but I don't like doing. Alright, number 5. The first Booktube you subscribed to, and do you still watch them? I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe it's The Reading Roads. I didn't even know what Booktube was, but I think I was looking up like a book or a fantasy book or something, but I was trying to come up with ideas when I first started reading fantasy. And he went on like a year hiatus, but he reached like last month or 2, he's put out like I think 2 videos. So I watched them, but if he keeps putting out more videos, I'll definitely keep watching them. Number 6, your most recent Booktuber you subscribed to. What I did was basically, usually when I get subbed by a Booktuber, I'll check their channel and subscribe to them as well. But I will see on Carrie's video that she tagged me in, I checked out all the Booktubers that she mentioned also, and I subscribed to a bunch of them. And I believe the last one I did was Justine at I Should Read That. And let's see, number 7, an old favorite Booktuber. My favorite Booktuber is definitely Olive Books. She reads a lot of nonfiction as well as adult fantasy, so it's pretty similar to like the stuff I read, I guess. She doesn't read much history per se, unless it's like Russian related, which is kind of neat. She's got her own like little niche and stuff. But I find her commentary and discussions like very down to earth and mature, and I just love her videos. She's got really good content. You guys should definitely go subscribe to her and check her channel out. And number 8, a new favorite Booktuber, and this is a Booktuber who started right around the same time I started, and it's Jenna at Filth. I recently just been watching a lot of her videos in the past like month or two. And I just like her comedy style, and she has a lot of varied content. She has some discussions, some reviews, some traditional booktube videos. So she's got a whole good mix-up of videos, and I just enjoy watching them. So she's definitely a newer booktuber that is my favorite. Let's see, number 9. Well, let's see, a booktube pet peeve of yours, basically. I don't know whether this is kind of a pet peeve, but I'm going to. And it's basically the lack of nonfiction booktube. While there is some, obviously, and there are a few booktubers who specialize in nonfiction, and I'd say 2/3 of mine are roughly nonfiction, and about half of that, most of that being history. But I think in general, nonfiction has sort of this like reputation for being like dull and boring, which it does not have to be. And I just think more people would enjoy it if they gave it a shot. But yeah, I think in general, booktube we don't really shun away from it, but it's just not as accessible, I guess. So I just wish nonfiction had a bigger audience, I guess, in the booktube community. I don't know if that's really a peeve, but whatever. Alright, number 10. What have you learned from watching other booktubers? Well, I find recommendations. You know, I'm just like super selfish, and that's like half my purpose on booktube is basically just figuring out what other people really like and basically stealing their recommendations. I guess that's not really stealing because that's the whole point of a recommendation, but you know. Also, I've learned basically, at least in my mind anyway, how to better edit videos and better like timing for like when you're speaking and stuff. Except I don't implement it. Like it's in my head, but when I do the recording, I either forget or I suck at it or screw it up, and then I'm too lazy to edit it and blah blah blah. Basically, yeah, like, you know, I wish I could implement it, but I just, you know, don't. But definitely sort of the charisma and just presence that other booktubers have. I try to learn from them, and I just basically failed to execute. But I always like learning new things, like I said, but primarily recommendations, and basically just people's thoughts on different issues, things of that nature I enjoy learning about. Alright, number 11, tag some of your favorites. Alright, so I got 4. I already mentioned Jenna at Filth. You guys should definitely go check her channel out. And also these 4 that I'm about to mention, if you've already done the watching tag, and I just didn't watch it, sorry, but you're definitely tagged. I'd like you to do it too so I can see what you guys are watching. And also, even if you're not one of these 4 I'm mentioning, go ahead and do the tag. Leave a comment down below so I can go watch your video. But I'm going to tag Jenna at Filth. She has really good content, like I said earlier. Another Justin at Ghost Reader. He reads quite a few history books as well. He reads a bunch of different genres. I think he reads like poetry and then just like regular fiction and fantasy and history. So he's got a lot of good content too. I like his style. Go check his channel out. Another one I like is James at Plots and Points. I just like his discussions. He does a lot of sort of just like sit down talks and things of that nature, which I really enjoy. Definitely check his channel out as well. And lastly, I'm going to tag Ashley at Don't Have a Degree in Reading. I found her channel when she put together the One Readathon to Rule Them All readathon, which I thought was really well done. And I just appreciated the effort she put into it and the really cool idea. So I subscribed to her channel at that point, and she reads a lot of fantasy, and I found quite a few books from her like TBRs and book hauls that I've added to mine. So yeah, these 4 people, I tag you guys. Also tag anyone else who's watching. Just leave a comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll be glad to answer them. And always remember, whatever you're reading, read victoriously.